They Will Kill You was the latest action comedy starring Zazie Beetz as Asia Reeves, who goes to work at a hotel but quickly learns she has been picked as a sacrifice for the devil. Hello, everybody, welcome back or to the channel. And I'm not gonna lie, after seeing all of the bad reviews this movie has been getting, I was debating whether or not to go see it. But I decided that my opinion will be different to somebody else's, so let's just give it a shot, and I went to go see it. And after watching the movie, I can definitely see why it's getting bad reviews, but for the first two acts, I was having a pretty fun time. Now, it is by no means a great movie, but it is clearly just meant to be fun and action, and that's exactly what it is. So anyways, let's just get into the review. Starting off here is Zazie Beetz as our main character, Asia Reeves. She is so friggin' good in here, and now I want to see her in so many more action films. Just with her as the lead, because the way she was acting in this movie and delivering her lines, she's so funny. But you also take it somewhat seriously and not in an emotional way. There really is no emotional moment in here, but the reason why Asia is actually in the hotel isn't emotionally moving or anything like that, but it is still a good character. She actually reminded me somewhat of the bride from Kill Bill. Am I the only one? Next thing I want to talk about is Lily, played by Patricia Arquette. I will never unsee her as Miss Goel from Severance, I'm sorry. But even she was very funny in here. In fact, all the villains kind of are, which I guess could be compared to Ready or Not, which this movie is getting heavily compared to. But I feel this is actually very different to Ready or Not. Anyways, I enjoyed Lily as our main villain, although what they do with her in the final battle was a little too much for me, but I'll get into that in spoilers. Another thing I want to bring up is how when I was watching this, I felt like I was watching what if Tim Burton made Terrifier and sprinkled in some early Edgar Wright and Quentin Tarantino. That is just something I noticed, that it took a lot of inspiration from other kind of creators in the horror genre. Obviously leaving out Quentin Tarantino. I don't think he's made a horror movie. I haven't watched all of Quentin Tarantino's movies. But it took a lot of inspiration from other stuff, and I respect that. The final thing I want to talk about before positives is the main group of villains. I do have a little nitpick about them that I'll get into in the negatives. But for the most part, I found them to be entertaining and fun, so yeah. Alright, now it is time to get into the positives. First is the way it's shot. I love the way the action scenes are done with quick zoom ins and noises, like goofy noises. It is really fun to watch, and even how creative they get with the action. I kid you not, there is a scene with an axe on fire, and it was the most fun I've had in the cinema in a while. Second is the practical effects, and I'm not saying CG wasn't used at all, but the parts where it is practical, which a lot of the movie is, it looks great. Now negatives, and actually while we're on the topic of negatives, I want to share a story about what happened to me after the movie ended. So in watching the movie, it was just me and two other people, and they were a couple, I'm almost 100% sure. Actually, I'll just say 100%. But it was just us three in there. And I kid you not, they were talking throughout the whole movie. But that's not what I want to talk about. But they were just like a regular conversation. Like, come on now, I didn't pay to hear your commentary. If you want to hear good reaction commentary to movies, go check out my main channel. Link in the description below. Anyways, but yeah, it's just us three in there. And they're at the top where the door is, because for this I chose to go into a VIP screening. And the video I'm actually going to throw up on the screen now, this is what it looks like in there. I was down where I was taking the video. That's where I sat, and the door was up there. So when I had to leave, I had to pass by them. And so I was going up the stairs, walking past them. Because they were at the seats right at the door. So I had to walk up the stairs and then just go straight past them. So I was like, okay, I'll go do that. It's fine. But when I was walking past them, they asked me if I was single. I'm not fucking with you. Alright, hand on the Bible. This happened. They asked me if I was single. Now, I don't know what they meant by it. But I am mostly certain they were just having a laugh off me because they asked a non-attractive person if they were single, and I'm definitely not attractive, okay? Let's just be humble for a minute. I'm not. But yeah, they asked me if I was single, so I just thought, okay, they were just trying to make fun of me because I'm clearly single. But it also could have been a thing where, like, they're into unattractive people, and this was like a we seen you from across the bar type deal, if you know what you know. I highly doubt that. But you never know. Anyway, I said yes and left. Anyway, let's get into negatives. First negative is the third act. I am all for a silly movie, and this movie is already extremely silly, but that third act just lost me. It was too much. More in the spoiler section about this, so stay tuned. Next is the lack of stakes. This is what I was talking about for the villains. Well, obviously there is some stakes when you about you fearing for Asia, but there's a power they give to the villains that I won't spoil just yet, but it makes the villains so much less scary and makes them feel like punching bags rather than villains. So yeah, I'll get into that more on the spoilers as well. Alright, so now I'm going to get into spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie, go check it out for yourself and come back. So first thing I wanted to talk about in this spoiler section is the third act. Like I said, I love a good, goofy, fun time. But a severed pig's head being the devil, then that head taking over Lily? I mean, come on. Who was smoking the good shit when writing this script? Because I want some. But I just think it went too off the rails for me. I was like, we're going too far with this. The way they introduced the devil was good with him behind the thing and him. It was just a shadow. That was cool. That was creepy. That was really good. But then it was just a pig's head, and I was like, okay, this is too much. And the power with the villains I talked about earlier was the immortality. I didn't really like that they had immortality. It made for a fun sequence when they walked out the room all still alive and the music was playing. That was pretty cool. But they just kept on dying over and over and coming back, and I was like, okay, this is getting way too repetitive, and they feel like punching bags now, not villains. Also, the emotions with Asia's sister Maria just didn't really hit me. I didn't really care, and when she died at the end and came back, I was like, oh, okay, that's cool, they get to live together forever now. But yeah, just throughout the movie, I was just like, can we not just leave her behind, because she clearly doesn't want to come. Until she did, and then she sacrificed herself and came back. The third act was pretty messy. Anyways, that's all I have to say about They Will Kill You. I can't think of anything else to say, so leave a comment down below with any questions you want me to answer, or if you just want to discuss the movie, I'll reply to every comment. Anyways, I'm going to give They Will Kill You a 7 out of 10. A fun but still dumb time. And yes, I am still single. Thank you for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you're also single, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.